SSSniperwolf attacks women online who make her feel jealous.
She also attacks them in person when they're just minding their own business.
Sniperwolf calls herself a psychopath.
She has homicidal fantasies.
Fantasies of me like beating the shit out of them or like killing them, and they'll just like feel so good. It gets me going.
Other celebrities who've been penned in with her at an event have seen her suddenly snap.
Yo, what up guys? Welcome back to another episode of teethdaggers reacts / analyzes to videos. This could be a little chiller episode. We got our water, we got our snacks, we got our green, and we got our caffeine right here. Hi, I'm teethdagger. He's dead, and he doesn't do shit to us. Gaming, IRL streaming. It made a.
I'm probably gonna want to talk to you, so just heads up.
They made a noise. Documentaries and video reactions.
Tommy G conspired with Punchmade Dev to steal money from
Do
fans.
you think the righteous Tommy G could collab with self-proclaimed scammer and stage a documentary in order to scam his own
Click
fans?
subscribe with notifications on for new content daily. Join the cult. How do you do that? For this video, it was my dream to date a stripper that was a pole dancer and not a twerker, but she happened. Today, we will be reacting to when SSSniperwolf loses. This happens. Narcissism explained. I already watched a little bit of this video and it was so good. I couldn't wait to show you guys. Let's get right
Into a violent rage with no warning.
There's a big, crazy story involving Sniperwolf that you probably haven't heard about.
Come beneath the wigs and the musty scalp, into the mind of a malignant narcissist, and learn what's real and what's fake in the spiraling tower of projection built by the world's favorite greasy-haired YouTuber. Tonight's the night.
Whoa! Your favorite greasy hair YouTuber. She got some greasy hair. Oh no! Ew! Mommy said you have to take a shower. I think I went a month without showering before. That was really cool. I said I don't take a shower. Now that I think about it, I haven't showered in what seems to be like weeks. Are you serious?
because she's a fucking online. She's just like me or anybody else who doesn't fucking shower and has YouTubing as a job, yo.
I would rather not shower for 3 months. Oh, no, she did not. Unless you don't shower and you smell. I cannot wash my own hair. You know, if you're not gonna wash your hair, just cut the whole thing off. All your nasty, crusty, dandruff, flaky, greasy hair particles. Some nasty, greasy hair YouTuber. This just looks like a big old bald spot. Strands of hair struggling to cover that bald spot. You know, I could almost see your brain. If there was one. Why am I still getting hate?
She's making fun of other people.
At a major gaming event, Sniperwolf assaulted a woman who wasn't even looking in her direction.
Who told you?
If you've been around esports or YouTube drama for a while, you might remember this event because this was a big breakout moment for Ninja.
This is a Fortnite OG Tyler Blevins dyes his hair blue Epic Games and Fortnite Blevins moment.
Who's this guy with the hair? What's that? What's the deal there?
Also joining us today, Sniperwolf.
And Sniperwolf embarrassed herself in more ways than one. Billed as the pro gamer in a pro-amateur duo, Sniperwolf was outplayed by everyone on the stage that day, including the amateur playing with a bucket on his head. All said and done, her team finished tied for dead last with 0 points. She got eliminated early in all 3 rounds of the tournament. In fact, she turned in such a poor performance that she barely appears on
That wasn't last though, there was somebody below her.
screen at all. In the entire 3.5-hour broadcast, blink and you would miss her.
Sniperwolf, hello.
She was like playing in the competition, but she was the very first person to die. I didn't see this, but people said that she died within like a few seconds.
What many who were there did witness off camera was Sniperwolf getting involved in altercations. The first of which was a screaming match with her partner Evan.
He can't play for her live.
When I don't get my way, I scream, and I scream really loud.
Sniperwolf and the man who now claims to have been playing for her at home were observed to be furious with each other immediately after her last place finish.
She's dead.
Killing her.
For doing so badly in Fortnite.
I don't get it because it makes it. I thought that was like super old news, and now it makes it seem like they're like together or something. I'm so confused about that. I bet it's gonna get into it, but I should have known. The first video I saw about this Nerd City guy was with the Azzyland, and I think it was picking on Sniper Wolf, and I should have fucking known. This part makes me mad. Of course, they got the one that people like.
Yeah, I think that's why it was. He was probably like coaching her to like be good at that, and he left.
I hate being alone. I don't like going anywhere without Sausage or my mom or somebody I know. I have to be with one of them, preferably Sausage.
One thing we forget about narcissistic folks is they don't like abandonment.
I have really bad separation anxiety.
Use their abandonment issues to control them.
You gotta keep the kitty on edge.
Pretend to break up with her.
You gotta do a lot.
Wow. I love how it goes from that, and it shows an example of this.
A lot of things, you know.
You're the puppet master now.
He makes me inhale his poop. Who's the real psychopath here, the dude or the girl?
And unfortunately, this was not her only skirmish of the evening.
Everybody knows when you lose in an argument, all you gotta do is start screaming. I'm one of those lovely people that as soon as I get mad, they take out all their frustration. When I get mad, it's real quick. When I get mad, I get really mad.
After failing to assault other internet celebrities within the game, she made up for it in real life. Just like she always knew that she would.
I never had time to practice or go to events and compete, and not to mention I am a very bad sport. If I lose, like, I'll go apeshit or cry or attack people. I'll literally attack people. I get really, really competitive.
They thrive on winning. In fact, I'm not sure there is anything more important to a narcissist than winning.
Oh, well, that's not fair because that's just a gamer. That was out of context a little bit.
So when they fail at something, you need to brace yourself because you are likely going to see some behaviors you never dreamed you would see exhibited by a full-grown adult.
She played poorly and then attacked people.
Narcissistic rage is an explosive combination of hostility and anger that comes about when a narcissist has their sense of self threatened. Essentially, the narcissist is having to face their own inferiority, which is something they are not able to do. They cannot accept the fact that they are not perfect. The narcissist becomes aggressive in order to distract themselves, eliminate the source of the shame, or to blame the painful feelings on someone else.
Asshole killed me!
Narcissistic people are very reactive.
Ah! How could you?
When they're frustrated.
That's not fair though, because this is just a streamer gaming.
When they're disappointed. Why? Because it means they're not perfect. It means they're not the grandiose ideal that they've created for themselves to protect themselves from that cauldron of shame that's always bubbling up.
I threw my headset off and then I went to go cry in the bathroom for a little bit. And then I had to come back on stream and pretend like I was okay. Okay, I kind of overreacted.
Out of the blue, from the side hatch, basically, launches Sniper Wolf and has to be restrained.
You want to know a recap of what happened?
Sure.
Okay, so basically, they were like in a circle, and I walked in the bathroom, and then when I was walking back, I saw them, and they're like, "Hey, Azzy," and then I was like, "Sniper was there," and I'm like, "Oh, you know what? Just be nice." They just walk over, and then.
So the way she's explaining that, she's explaining it like they said, "Hey, Azzy," to be nice, but they weren't. They were explaining it like, "What up? What up?" kind of thing. But she's trying to make herself look. You gotta be careful when it's a person explaining their own situation. You gotta be careful with it. They probably were like, "Hey, Azzy," sarcastically. Like, we made it too.
I go in there and I got really awkward, so I started like just telling an embarrassing story of myself. And she just like is looking at me, she's silent, and she's like angry, and then she like lunges at me.
That's not true though. we're only hearing this lady's perspective. She definitely wasn't just telling a story and then the other lady lunged at her. Like, that doesn't happen.
At me, and I don't remember like exact details because it was just fucking terrifying.
See, I don't remember exact details. She was probably talking shit in some sort of way.
Fine.
Like backhandedly, not directly, but like sneakily.
Got in between and like pulled her off me, and then they took her back into the room, and then I was out there and they were like, what the f was that? It was just like, it was so, oh yeah, she was like, oh yeah, she screaming at me. She's like, a bunch of words I can't actually say on YouTube, but the one sentence I can say is she goes,
you can say fuck on YouTube, you can say shit, what the fuck word is she? Dude, she's just doing this to make herself look good, not tell her real full side of the story, and fucking make it seem like she was worse. You can say every word you want on YouTube.
You
besides the R word.
Fake your gameplay! And then charges towards me, swinging.
This is it.
That's what I'm saying. That part. All of a sudden she changed her story. She was like, oh, well, I was just telling a funny, embarrassing story. She was probably saying something like, talking shit like, well, yeah, I was shooting these people, but not like SSSniperwolf over here. At least I actually do it. So she was probably throwing in little jabs. Not as hard as that, what I just said, but little secret ones like that. And then she was probably like, you fake your gameplay. That seems more real than the other situation before that she was standing there going, rah!
An Azzyland only channel from now on. SSSniperwolf is no longer my best friend. Azzyland is my best friend.
Leah had to be physically pulled off of Azra and was dragged away screaming and clawing.
Yes, this was me, the child with the anger issues, who would never back down from a fight. And I scream really loud. You know that high-pitched scream that girls do? I'm not even gonna do it for you guys, just to spare you headphone users. I hate you, like I hate you.
When a narcissist says something hurtful, or they recount how they said something hurtful in the past, saying it or as they're remembering that they said it and talking about it, you see again this sense of relief on their face.
Again, like, this is kind of no fair. This one is the biggest evidence of all, but this is kind of no fair because I overreacted on purpose. Whoa, what just happened? Whoa! Tones! What up, bro? I think we just got raided. Fuck yeah, guys! Welcome! We're just watching this interesting ass show. Woo! But this is kind of no fair, cause I'll get mad on purpose, or scream, or go crazy, or overreact on purpose for stream's sake sometimes. And so they're using SSSniperwolf's like crazy overreactions as like say, see, look here. But this one is the craziest one so far. Tones, do you know SSniperwolf on a personal level? No.
Kind of this subtle smile sometimes. Like even just the memory of it brings a little bit of joy.
But everybody heard about it. Everybody was like coming up to me all night.
I think we just got raided by Cash.
Saying like,
wow, you have anger issues. Why do you scream so much, especially when you can't win a level in a game? Do you have anger issues? Maybe I do have anger issues. Do you have a problem with that? Do you? I can't help my anger. Whenever I get mad at a game, I get really mad and I can't help it.
Maybe they can't help it. I'm telling you, obviously.
See, this fucking... I hate that they're using these as examples. Who doesn't... When they're playing Overwatch, and then they get shot out of nowhere, and they mostly get scared, but then that kind of causes you to react like, Rah! Who doesn't do that, dude? Like, you get scared, you can't help it. And then even if they're not talking about scared, like, when you're having fun, like, surfing. surfing, dog. When you, like, sometimes when you miss a really good wave, you splash the water. That doesn't mean you're a narcissist. But what they're doing here is they're taking, like, people's streaming habits, and I could take this guy's same video, cut out SSSniperwolf out of it, and add the word streamer instead, and it would work perfectly good. I guess every streamer is a narcissist. Shit. I like this video, but it's literally just for entertainment value only. Can we get a dance break? Yeah, you could always play music and it'll dance. At the end of the day, they're all millionaires. They're not being affected. True that too. Unless she truly does like making YouTube content for a living.
They can. And if they couldn't, Mel, they'd never be as successful as the way they are. Or they'd be screaming in shareholder meetings. They'd be screaming at everyone. Sometimes they do, but they tend to scream at what they consider low-value targets.
That is disgusting. The people who saw it never made a video about this, probably to like preserve their reputation as drama-free, because that's not the kind of content that they normally make.
Who told you now?
And people would find out about it secondhand, inquire about it, and add to it afterwards. You did not want the drama.
I mean, I don't want to go to
social circle that's been for years. There is a prominent creator who has a screw loose on her head.
I mean, there was one big time so much on me online, and then she came up to me and smiled and tried to hug me. I'm like,
and women especially.
Don't make me do it. Don't make me do it. Them right then and there. And as soon as you put your guard down, it's just like...
In the last episode of Nerdline, we saw how SSSniperwolf was copying elements from Azzyland that had already proven to be popular.
A piece of wood used to mix paint for 50 years.
Used to mix paint for 50 years.
Imagine how cool this would be, like, people like were a little more creative, though. And they were like, pink, blue, yellow, purple.
I mean, it would have been cooler if y'all used, like, brighter colors or something.
It's the same kind of content. She's just a liar, though. She's stealing everything and has been for a very long time.
The easiest examples to find, by simply looking at the dates and comparing them, are the hundreds of thumbnails and titles that SSniperwolf used after Azzyland.
It is astounding to see how many videos SSniperwolf has legitimately either titled the same exact way as Azzyland, or has just taken the same exact picture that Azzyland has used in her thumbnail.
But it also included some weird things, like potentially her Toronto accent, and the exact dress that she wore for a house tour.
Why would she rip this off? Why would she steal this thing? It's a house tour or the red dress. Who cares? What are the chances, though? Honestly. It seems so intentional. She seems like she's gaslighting her audience into hating Azzyland.
Bro, what? They have the same mirror? They both did a house tour in the same outfit? This looks like the same exact dress, dude.
Narcissists copy. Blatant copying, such as wearing the same clothes that you might wear, copying your work, copying your ideas.
She literally copied the house tour as he did, and even wore the same outfit during the house tour, and even pointed out the same things in the house tour that as he did. And when I say same things, weird things that you wouldn't normally point out in a house tour.
Like this really weird example where Azzyland is talking about plants in her home, basically saying that, you know, she doesn't really take care of them, they end up being killed and dying, but then SSniperwolf goes on to say that they're luscious, well taken care of plants.
More plants that I'm killing.
A luscious, well taken care of plant.
And try to make it better, almost like out of spite.
It's the entitled person doesn't just feel special. They have to be more special than you.
Before they really knew each other, they both cosplayed as D.Va from Overwatch. And you can see Azzyland got tagged in a post saying that, oh, SSniperwolf did the same cosplay and she's very complimentary and nice. And SSniperwolf, being, you know, the piece of shit she is, starts comparing herself and going in on Azzyland's appearance.
If I take those personality traits and put them into me,
I can become a better person, which would make me a better version of them because I'm different from them. That's just how my mind works, y'all.
It's just very strange.
She like stole her accent and shit too, the way she talks.
Toronto way
Fucking
talking,
weirdo.
yeah.
True weirdo shit.
Sniperwolf even stole the way Azzy speaks. It's weird, dude. It's getting a little weird in there. It's getting a little strange. It's so weird.
Very odd indeed.
Which is strange, and, you know, well, who cares? Sniperwolf does.
That whole narrative of Azzyland copying Sniperwolf stems from Sniperwolf herself.
This whole time, Sniperwolf has been running a non-stop smear campaign against Azzyland, confoundingly trying to convince fans that Azzy has been stealing from her.
Much larger creator doing something extremely wrong and then claim that she's not copying, and also that the inverse is happening.
That's pretty much a synopsis of everything new that's come out. Sniperwolf thinks...
Wait, she wasn't fucking much larger. They were the competitors of each other. Jesus, dude, everybody. We're basically watching a drama farm. Watch drama farms to prove that it's not a drama farm. Everybody drama farming is proving that it's not drama farm with this drama farm content.
Azzy copies her, Azzy thinks Sniperwolf copies her, and Nerd City proves that Sniperwolf copies Azzy. But we'll get into it, because it's pretty interesting, and...
It actually doesn't really matter, because it's not their photos, and it's not really their video content anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
Well, it does matter, Jack. In fact, it does matter.
It's just the worst kind of, like, egg-sucking, parasitic thief.
Sniperwolf has quite literally stolen every aspect of her career. I have not been this mad about someone in so long, and I'm so happy Nerd City put out this huge thing. He came out of retirement for this shit.
I look really pissed.
Imagine having someone like Sniperwolf harassing you, coming at you every chance you get, sending a...
He's literally just showing all of the drama farm content videos about this whole situation. But apparently it's supposed to build up to Sniperwolf, the most recent thing with Sniperwolf. Apparently this is a big, long documentary about the psychology and what led up to the most recent thing. But right now he's just using a bunch of other people's fucking videos. Drama farming, because drama farms what is popular. And he's just fucking saying, see, I'm right. It's kind of like when you Google something and you know something else is right, but your friend Googles it in a way that, like, it's for sure gonna land on his thoughts. It's like, alright, man, you Googled, if I'm like this, will I be right? Instead of, am I right like this, period?
Fans after you, imitating your voice, copying your thumbnails, copying your videos. How crazy that is. And Sniperwolf is acting like the one who's being copied.
It's driving me crazy!
Hearing Azzy tell her side of the story for the first time left a lot.
Always hearing Azzy telling her side of the story, dog. And she gets to play into it because everybody's hating on Sniperwolf.
A lot of people wondering, like, why would anyone copy the content and clothes and speech pattern from someone who they don't even like?
Plagiarism and hypocrisy have never been uncommon on YouTube.
She didn't copy the fucking clothes, dog. She just, it's a publicity stunt. I'm not even a Sniperwolf fan. I think she's the most annoying fucking person ever. But the thing is, I'm here to do video reactions / analyzations. This is just what I'm analyzing.
However, the skinwalking jumped out as a bit strange. And you might even say it was a bit spooky.
Oh God, I'm kidding.
A few people in the comments.
Alright guys, we're gonna get a little crossfade on. Because we had to buy this. While we were at the store earlier today, we had to buy this to buy a lighter, basically. Maybe I should make it 45 seconds because that's all I can dance. I can only dance for like 45 seconds. Especially if I'm going hard in the motherfucking paint. Yeah, I agree. That was really fun. I love fucking dancing to the channel points, I'm not gonna lie.
We're not surprised. They mentioned that all of those behaviors are characteristics of NPD.
Especially how I talk is very often based off of other people. Everything that I do, every way that I act, is through this purpose of making people impressed with me, making people think I'm cool, making people admire me and stuff like that.
So a lot of us take in the identity of the people that we admire or envious of or jealous of.
Hold your horses on that one.
A lot of people do that. Oh, not just narcissists.
You're telling me that the world's most self-obsessed people would actually be obsessed with somebody else? Oh, sure. Well, that explains it. Okay, moving on.
No way. No way. Everybody in the world takes outside influences and things they like and adapts it, and it becomes their thing. They don't even adapt it. It becomes part of their personality. Your peers and things around you change who you are no matter what. If it wasn't cool to say no cap, and if it wasn't cool to say Riz, people would still be talking like, that is not a lie, sir. You are really good with the females. But right now, it's cool to use slang, so they're like, no cap, you got that bitch. Or, no cap, you riz that bitch. No cap, you riz that bitch. No cap, you riz that bitch. Hey, hey, no cap, you riz that bitch. Hey, 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 hey. See?
On. No, obviously, some of that doesn't sound right. Let's bring it back to the Greek roots. Narcissus in mythology. This is where the name come from. Narcissus, narcissistic. This is the god who fell in love with his own reflection. He wasn't staring into the neighbor's living room and falling in love with him. The disorder is named after the god of vanity, not the god of unoriginality.
It's like when Rapunzel went to the city and then she saw that painting of the princess and she was like, oh, that's me! No, it's a narcissistic disorder, honey.
So, what the hell are they talking about, chat? And why did Nerd press like and tell them they were right? Narcs always tell on themselves. Look, the etymology of the word narcissism has nothing to do with narcotics agents or snitching. Let's take a closer look at NPD, and then we'll circle back and remind Nerd that he's a moron and he shouldn't be telling anybody that they're right. He doesn't know.
I don't know, I've been checking out my hair and the reflection in the pond.
We see a grandiose sense of self-importance. We see someone who has a lot of fantasies about wealth and power. They believe they are special or unique. They require excessive
But it doesn't have to be a narcissist to think they're special or unique. Pretty much everybody thinks they're special and unique. Sort of. And then, if it's not everybody, like the typical type of special and unique, then guess what? Fucking, there's people out there like self-help brainwash people, like they aren't actually trying to self-help you, but they're bad, and they try to make you feel special and unique. They make you try to feel like you're the chosen one. That's what they call it.
admiration from others. We see a sense of entitlement, a tendency to exploit other people interpersonally, a lack of empathy. We see an envy for other people and a belief that other people envy them. And we also see arrogance. Leah has been able to get away with doing whatever she feels like. Leah appears to have grandiosity, arrogance, and a sense of entitlement. Just a reminder, I'm not diagnosing anybody in this video.
Now seems like a good time to explain the way that I'm using clips in this video. You can tell by the title of the video usually whether it's referring to SSSniperwolf directly.
Whoa, he's about to fucking call my ass out about me complaining about him using clips. Holy shit, I'm glad we continued.
or not? Well, with the exception of only that clip, all of the mental health videos are not referring to Sniperwolf. And it is important to say that because there are relevant ethical constraints against speculating about public figures when it comes to licensed psychologists and psychiatrists, which is something I'm going to talk to Psych IRL about a little bit later in this video. As this video goes on, you're going to see that there are a number of different ways that people look at narcissism, and there definitely isn't a consensus amongst experts. Not on how to describe it, whether you even should diagnose it, or what it even is.
A narcissist is not what you think, is not a person who thinks so highly of themselves.
They can be chameleons or shapeshifters.
It's like shape-shifting, you know, in science fiction movies.
As it tends to be with abstract concepts, and especially in an ever-evolving field like psychology, there are going to be different opinions that some people might find more or less true in their experience, and that can be contradicted or confirmed by further scientific research and literature. Pathological narcissism is often spoken about these days as one of 3 sets of personality traits referred to as the dark triad. See the overlap in the little Venn diagram? That's messy. And when the goal is to effectively treat a
Sense of entitlement could just be a Karen.
patient, messy is
That's like a different type of person. That's a disease called main character syndrome or something like that.
bad.
What I loved about this research is that the one pillar that is universal in all narcissism is entitlement, where narcissism, Machiavellianism, or the willingness to exploit others, psychopathy, and sadism all come together.
At the moment, as strange as this sounds, psychologists feel like evil personality types have not been properly studied. Pathological narcissism is different than narcissistic personality disorder. And on top of that, complicating it further, narcissism is yet another concept being pulled into spaghetti by the dual black holes of category versus continuum debates.
We have to view also narcissism on a spectrum, Mel.
Meaning that any behavior could be expressing something within a range of healthy to harmful amounts of narcissistic thinking.
It's not an either or. It's not that you're narcissistic or you're not.
But when it comes to narcissistic personality disorder, a person either fits the diagnostic criteria or they don't. And it can be diagnosed as a comorbidity of other mental disorders. In other words, you could be diagnosed as a narcissist and as a psychopath. But some believe that when NPD appears in tandem with ASPD, they'll combine like Goku and Vegeta in a fusion move to become a brand new syndrome called malignant narcissism. This is my favorite. Alternatively, some prefer to view narcissism as one of 4 subtypes of psychopathy and would just delete NPD completely. Delete! This has been a big debate. Some experts think that diagnosing NPD on its own is a waste of time, and that more research on it is a waste of resources. In fact, NPD was almost deleted from the DSM in the last update. Narcissists didn't take that news very well. After all, they have the most special brains. I won't be ignored, DSM-5. In the end, NPD survived this attempt and it hopped from the DSM-4 to the DSM-5 like nothing happened.
This video is so fucking good. It's pretty much like something you would find on Netflix in its own sort of way. Netflix wouldn't be using these little snippets and clips, but he used the clips to be kind of like Netflix. The clips would actually be, the only difference is the clips on Netflix would be for that video.
Back up in the spot, claiming never been gone.
Now, DSM-5, DSM-4, what are these? Is this some kind of Spanish sports channel that you flip past? No.
DSM-5 is the holy book for the priesthood of psychology. Not really, though. DSM is not the be-all, end-all of psychology, although it is relied upon by doctors and insurance companies and psychologists to code a diagnosis and to determine whether or not care is covered by a customer's policy or not. According to many experts, NPD on its own shouldn't command so much attention, and it doesn't need to be a thing. Which is weird because culturally NPD is so hot right now. Social media has been surfacing and rewarding narcissistic behavior.
Social media has brought the conceit and the vanity up to a level that's unparalleled in human history.
And currently it says a lot about our society. Search for a few
Watch this, motherfuckers. Watch.
trendy terms like narcissistic supply, and you will find a whole cottage industry has arisen of people who do nothing but explain the mind of a narcissist.
Some of them I like. Many of them have good videos.
Many of these channels are not run by licensed mental health professionals. In fact, they're made by diagnosed narcissists who are more than happy to talk about themselves forever to anyone who will listen.
People think that narcissists like myself only look in the mirror because we're admiring ourselves, but this is not necessarily true. Usually it's because we're seeing flaws in ourselves that we have to rectify immediately. It's not so much that we think we look perfect, it's that we have to look perfect. Because if we don't look perfect, we look the worst, and we feel like everyone's going to judge us and hate us.
Other channels are run by admittedly banged up people who also aren't licensed.
That bowl had a ciggy in it, Sissel. I do. I mix them with the bowls. That's why I cough so bad sometimes, because I mix too much.
Therapists either, but can speak from experience.
Today's topic is one that I know so many of us have had to deal with and come to terms with the damage that it has caused to our lives.
I am a globally...
Hell yeah. That's how you get domed. Or you can smoke, you know, if you can get domed if you smoke like a really fat sativa dab on a really hot temperature. You could still probably get domed. But then you also get, you might, unless it's a bad quality, if it's a bad quality dab, you'll get a headache too.
Renowned expert in how to negotiate with narcissists.
There seems to be a large number of experts. A lot of these content creators believe that they're experts, again, in narcissism.
Because everybody's saying we're in a pandemic of narcissism.
You can tell from the numbers.
This is more like what I was saying, dog. All content creators, and unfortunately, I guess, including me, seemed like we're narcissists because we have to do what Sniperwolf was doing in order to be entertaining. Like, she was successful, so she had the pattern, she had the act down.
They get and the replies that many people find this supportive and educational and helpful, like life-saving even.
It's about support. Individuals who've been abused by someone who is or is not a narcissist sometimes go to these channels, and what they see on the channels, what they see in the videos, it resonates with them. And that's powerful. They are onto something here.
The underground of pop psychology discussing narcissism is in the middle of a renaissance on YouTube and Reddit and Quora and self-publishing platforms everywhere.
It's kind of formed into its own little industry.
The online space of narcissism is just booming.
Some of these channels that are run by the more motivational type figures use this informal expertise they have on the subject in a way that no mental health professional would ever do.
Write down on loose leaf paper, I'm a hoe, and stick that.
Maybe not entirely for self-defense, but for going on offense.
I'm just showing you how to create mental anguish in somebody with narcissistic personality disorder. What you do with this information is on you.
This is unlicensed street knowledge, my friends, served up fast and hot by TikToks and YouTube Shorts.
Some of the more extreme claims that I've seen would be that the knowledge of some of these content creators exceeds any PhD. So, as somebody who has a PhD, I'm a little disappointed to hear that.
And I spoke to a group of therapists this Sunday just gone.
Alright guys, we're going to skip a little bit ahead because all this, all the way to about here is literally just a bunch of psychology talk. There's a little bit of Sniperwolf in it and stuff. But I think this is where it starts getting interesting again. Yeah, skip it. I agree. It's getting boring.
In North Vietnam.
And since 1973, the APA has attempted to curtail its members from weighing in on public figures who they haven't personally examined.
Hey, Donna, how's it going?
It's a very, okay, this is kind of embarrassing, but do I call you nerd?
Yeah. This is, victims of narcissists. We'll see if this is any good. If not, we'll skip this part too.
Or like, you know?
Nerd's fine. Before I would bring in your clip, I think it might even be smart for me to say, like, Donna hasn't seen this video. Donna isn't endorsing the content I'm making, but I just wanted to ask her about this gatekeeping of mental health. I see there being kind of a ethical trap where you're perfectly fine to use textbook terms from psychology or therapy and throw them around sort of cavalierly, sloppily. You can use them as an insult. You can call someone a psycho or a narcissist or something like that. And you're using terms that are serious mental health conditions and have a definition. But then the second that you start to...
That's probably boring as fuck too. Oh.
It is fair because
that part was just about why it's not nice to call people rude names. Lame as fuck.
Because she has said, I lack empathy.
For do narcissists copy people? This gigantic, it was like knocking a wall down and finding this entire world of content based around narcissists.
This channel is devoted to narcissistic abuse awareness and recovery.
People who are telling personal anecdotes about, you know, like a teammate, a parent, a sibling, a best friend.
If you've grown up in a narcissistic family or have been around some narcissistic people or friends, you'll often feel like nothing you say has value. Your life is not that interesting. You might...
God, this is fucking boring. Shut the fuck up.
Who has narcissism? I think...
Jesus Christ. It was a good show.
So I would get around that person, study them, and take on their personality characteristic.
Like how my voice was, I would intentionally do it for a while, and eventually it would just become
Holy shit, this is so run on.
Second nature. And I would basically train myself over periods of time.
Now, after that, listen to this clip of Sniperwolf lamenting how no one likes her laugh and talking about how someone else would study the cute laugh of a famous person and then rehearse it over and over until they nailed it.
We get it. Her laugh is cute. We all want a cute laugh. But we can't always have a cute laugh. So go and steal a cute laugh. Why doesn't it work for me? Does this take a long time? I wonder, do they like play her laugh over and over and over again and just practice it in front of a mirror?
Oh, how interesting. She already understands all this, huh?
Damn it, I'll never have a cute laugh.
Now, as an outgrowth of envy, here's how it makes sense.
People will always just come at me and be like, hey, you copied this, oh, you copied that.
The copying comes from the narcissistic feeling of entitlement.
Because I want to do it too.
They feel entitled to the admiration that someone else is getting.
There will be times where I watch a really cool video from somebody and I really like the challenge and then I will copy their challenge.
They want to take that good reputation and apply it to themselves.
Or they want to do what they just said. They want to do it too.
Even if it's unwarranted, even though it doesn't make sense.
I'm just an accumulation of all the personality characteristics and traits that I've admired in other people.
I'm not entirely sure that any of my personality traits are earnestly unique to me.
I actually...
Hell yeah, guys. If you like that video and you want to watch it in its entirety, type in when SSSniperwolf loses, this happens. Narcissism explained. By Nerd City. Go give them a like if you like the video. That being said, fuck yeah guys, thank you for watching that episode of teethdaggers reacts / analyzes videos. See you guys next time on teethdaggers reacts / analyzes videos.
Find me at twitch.com/teethdaggers.